It shake you out of your sleep like when a toddler creeps. Totality of the deep, the mere thought of an unconscious manifestation carried out with the beat. Positive charged protons creating neural explosions. Time hiccups when fingers and pads touch. Dead air smiles because it knows what's coming. The counting is of the clock claps hands. The choreography of the knock slaps jams. And you be like, who made this? Vertebrae responding to the call so bad they make a B-girl curve the wall.
I think it's showing me, so hey.
Hey. All right, yes, I think you can hear me. I'm not even supposed to be here right now, but I think we had a technical issue. How you doing, Alex?
Doing it.
Alexandria, Chef Alexandria coming out here from Prague by way of New Orleans. You know what I'm saying? Wait one more time to the people real quick.
What's up, y'all?
So we had Andre ADST. Something technically came into some type of interruption, so I didn't want to let things sit and kind of drift in a bad way. So we're just gonna chop it up until he gets back on here. World-renowned Chef Alexandria, what you got in store for us today?
Today I'm kind of paying a little homage to a kind of classic for us. It's technically a side, but I like to take that and make a dish. I'm making grilled scallops, and it's gonna go with a corn makshu, which is basically kind of like a holy trinity mix of corn and some butter, a little bit of sausage and stuff, all of this stuff. But it's gonna be good, I promise. Don't worry. It sounds more complex than what it is.
Is this more of like a New Orleans inspired dish, or just something that you find to be a favorite of yours?
Typically what I did, once I started kind of traveling more, I kind of basically fell more in love with my cuisine, especially since I was displaced in New Orleans because of Katrina in '05. So one thing I've been doing lately with my cooking is kind of taking a little bit of that, something I learned growing up, and making it work basically, the influence I get traveling and stuff, whether it's in Italy, I've been a couple places. So, yeah.
A couple places, huh?
Yeah, something like that.
I heard you're an international traveler.
I mean, pandemic kind of slowed it down a bit, but yeah, I was on the roll. I lived in Italy, Australia, Cambodia. Right now I'm in Prague. I just went to Germany and Switzerland this past couple weeks. So yeah, like it's a lot.
So has your chefing skills taken you around the world, or you just a person who likes to get around?
Yes and no. I kind of started traveling on my own, just trying to find an excuse to get out and stuff. I started as an au pair, and I had an amazing Italian family that kind of helped introduce me to different chefs around as well. And then I actually got the chance to do an internship in Rome, where I got to cook and live there for almost a half year and stuff. So ever since then, I kind of just jump in, jump out, try to work, go to different countries and learn from chefs and even just the natives, and try to improve my craft, bring it back home for everybody who doesn't travel. Because nobody travels.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Someone wants to give you a shout out.
Oh God.
See that there? Donna Green, big ups, Donna Green. Shouting hello to my daughter. Hi, baby, love you. So proud of her. A lot to be proud of.
Well, she on time though.
Look, what's that?
She on time.
Oh, he's definitely on time. This is what we're supposed to be. You know what I mean? And on behalf of Words, Beats, and Life, I just want to welcome everybody to Eats+Beats. It's the lords of the internet say scallops are so good. I can't wait. I can't wait either. So I'm going to zoom out a little bit, and I want to see what you're working with there. I see you got your whole stove and everything set up. While we wait on
yeah, it's hot, so it can melt. If you see the smoke, don't worry. I'm a professional. Nothing's on fire, and if it does catch on fire, it's gonna be all right.
That's what's up. So look, I don't have no beats because I'm not supposed to be here right now. But in the meantime, we're gonna talk about these eats here. All right. So you got your what you got? What's this equipment you have here on the stove?
So basically what I'm using, for me personally, I don't actually really love scallops as much and stuff. They're right here, scalloping right now and everything. But I found whenever I worked around snowmats in Aspen, I found like grilling the scallops was a more of a happy medium to where it gave it a different level of flavor. And that's kind of what I'm trying to replicate now. So I got my cast iron grill from IKEA, which gave me by and stuff. And yeah, I got some oil getting heated up as well. I do a little fried okra with it and everything, and just kind of saute everything and just go from there. It's quite honestly, it's a quite simple dish. I think anyone can do it. Whenever I do my cooking, I try to do it to where anyone can replicate it. It's nothing hard. I know people get a lot of intimidation, especially with Instagram and everything. You know, they think it's such a lot of work that's going to it, but honestly, it's just making it pretty, learning the simple techniques, and you can be doing the same thing I'm doing at home and stuff. Start getting paid for it. Don't take my job.
Hey, man, the professionals show everybody else the way. It's the same thing with being a DJ. You know, you may know music, and I can teach you, but you know, I'm the source for setting the standard. And then we emulate, and then we add on to it. So I'm happy to have you here because I want to try to learn this stuff too as well.
Yeah.
You pick these particular pots and pans for what?
What's that?
Your layout, your kitchen layout, right?
Yeah. You
pick these particular kitchen utensils and pots and pans and stuff for what particular reason? Like what are they going to do? Why in particular these particular pieces?
Well, for me, honestly, whenever people do the corn, a lot of them like to braise and kind of stew it down. It's so hard to get corn out here in Prague. When they do get it fresh, you gotta like cherish it for what it is. So I want to keep it nice and fresh and light. So I typically like to do something where I saute everything first and then dump it in the pot, just because you get better color as well, better more flavor when everything's getting set up and stuff, and then I kind of store it all in the pot and mix it together and call it a day and stuff. And like I said, just with the griddle, I love anything cast iron, and this is hopefully going to give me some really good char marks on them as well, which is sometimes hard to do with the scallops. So
that's dope. I'm an amateur when it comes to certain things. I do chef it up in the kitchen from time to time, but I do a lot of Googling. I can't even lie to you.
Who's that?
Googling. I look up recipes and try to put my twist on it.
I mean, honestly, what we say, honestly, it's like recipe is just a guideline, but you honestly just do whatever you want with it and stuff. You know, baking's a little bit more, you got to be more structured with that. But when cooking, everyone creates something different, and it's just, don't be afraid. Go with it, read it, check it out. Don't worry, we all still use Google. Like, I make sure like I'm following the basics of it and things better with it. There's no shame in that whatsoever. I wouldn't worry about it at all.
So what are we looking at first?
All right, so
first thing you're gonna do
right now, I got a little bacon grease going because I'm gonna quickly render my sausage with this corn makshu. Basically, it can be, you can keep it vegan, you can keep it vegetarian, whatever you want. I'm none of those. So I'm doing it with a little bit of sausage, just add a little bit more flavor to it, and we'll throw some butter in there. I don't think people really like cheese, but sometimes I like to add a little cheese just to kind of help marry the flavors together, and just gonna finish it off with some heavy cream. My little secret is always a little bit of crab oil. I think I put crab oil in everything, to be honest. So, but yeah, typically one of the tips I always tell people, if you're trying to render anything, even if you're trying to fry up bacon, you want to kind of get a little oil off in it just to get it started to kind of help it. And you start off slow and then increase the heat with it. I got this sausage right here. It's from the farmer's market here locally. It's not too common that you get a lot of spicy foods. I have a lady at the farmer's market that my dog loves to see. He gets like pork cracklings from her every time and everything. But she has bacon sausages, and I want to kind of highlight that. Kind of using those local ingredients as well. Showing that sometimes Czech people, they do got some flavor sometimes. So,
I
nice sausage as well.
got a surprise for you. ADST is in the building. Andre, say what's up.
Yes, sir. What up? What's going on?
Yeah, so the magic,
Can you hear me?
magic is now. Yeah, we can hear you, man. The magic is now fully in the flesh. So I can fall back, and you guys can go ahead and make this Eats+Beats such a flavorful thing. Once again, thanks for everybody for tuning in. I'm sorry. Words, beats, and life. Doing God's work out
Thank
here.
you, RBI.
Indeed. Chef Alexandria, meet Andre, ADST Music.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good.
So what you got?
I'm
What you got cooking? You know,
right now and stuff. Just got that going. I mean, I think I took up. If you want to introduce yourself properly, I think I took up all the time. I don't mind it, but get your shine on.
No worries. ADST, which stands for Andre St. Clair. I am a producer, music producer. I'm a jack of all trades, actually, but what I'm mainly known for is what you see behind me back here. So I have my equipment. So as you're chefing in there, I'm going to chef in here and try to make some magical things happen. But with me primarily, I'm a hip hop producer. So a lot of times, a lot of the things that I do, my magic starts from sampling, listening to music. So I'm watching you there, and I'm trying to catch the vibe from you of what you're doing over there. Try to see what I could do to kind of accent it,
Yeah. Like I said, my main influence, typically I try to take some of my New Orleans influence and kind of just incorporate that into different dishes, use different ingredients that we might not get typically in Louisiana, and just, going from there and stuff.
I see that cast iron.
Yeah. I searched high and low. I still need a better one. This is going for a girl, but I need a better one. I'm dying not having a nice one.
Okay.
So what do you who are some of the people that you look up to and producers wise? Who's someone that you always like got inspired by when doing any of that? Creating your music and stuff.
My inspiration actually, like my favorite music producer actually is Isaac Hayes.
Oh.
So when you think of like a lot of music that a lot of people have sampled from like Snoop Dogg, Jay-Z.
Yeah.
I love his compositions, like musically. He just takes you on such a journey. One of my favorite albums from him is Hot Buttered Soul. And of course, everyone knows like Shaft, but Hot Buttered Soul is like one of my favorite albums, and of course his rendition of Walk On By, which everyone, like I said, is sampled from like Biggie with like Warning. So many different people that have utilized that type of stuff. So my influence a lot of times comes from soul music. Earth, Wind and Fire, my favorite vocalist. I'm from the DC area, so I'm inspired by like Marvin Gaye, the Trouble Man album. Of course, you know, just I want to love you is like, you know, one of my favorite songs. But just again, I love instrumentation really, you know.
Yeah.
So usually like with me, when I'm creating, I usually start off with a song. So I have this song I have never worked with before. It's from a
Okay.
group called the Naturals. So I'm gonna see what's gonna happen. But usually what I do is when I cook up, I start with a sample and listen to it and see what elements out of it that I like, and then I'll try to chop it up. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna have it play for a little bit. Let me know how it sounds if it's not too loud.
Okay.
So can you hear that?
Yeah. Yes, I am.
Oh, not too long ago, I met a boy I knew was just for me. We became the very best of friends, and I knew that this friendship would never end. One day we would go up and all we planned, and it's been a long time since I last saw
So yeah, I was just listening to it. So usually I like listening try to catch a vibe. And so this is kind of like a obscure soul sample. So what I
Mm-hmm.
usually do is I'll take elements from that, and then kind of like if you would say, uh, let's just say if this was like my main protein selection. So, right.
Yeah.
So I try to figure out, you know, what. So if I was thinking of this as like, you know, like I said, like my protein selection, or if we're talking about beef and we're talking about what parts of the meal, I mean of the meat. So for me, uh, what I'm going to do is just try to figure out exactly where to chop from, and then I'm going to try to make something soulful.
Yeah.
So let's see. Yeah. So let me see. Let me see what
Did you
happens.
say
So
you're not? It seemed like you're quite around my age and stuff, but you got a little soul in you going on the same way. I kind of grew up. I was only allowed to listen to older music, and my mom never let us listen to like Q93 or nothing like that. Like
wow.
none of that. We always listen to the old school music and stuff. We kind of just became integrated in getting the music influences I have now and stuff as well. So is it the same way for you growing up?
Not exactly. So for the person that was looking, the name of the song is called The Naturals. It's called I Can't Share You. So like I have like a lot of obscure soul 45s. That's one of them. But yeah, my parents, you know, for me in the house, it was like Friday nights. That was the night my dad loved to party. So Friday nights was like
Oh,
Rick James, it was Gap Band, it was
yeah,
Dad's
yeah,
Band. So that's what it was. And then on the weekend where we cleaned up and doing chores, it was Motown. So
exactly.
Smoke
Yep, exactly the
and
same.
the Dells, you know, it was all that type of stuff. So yeah, it was kind of interesting. But my parents actually were pretty cool with what I listened to. But when it came to like my love for hip hop, my parents are from Chicago and also from Mount Vernon, New York. So I spent my summers, yeah, I spent my summers out there. And so I would hear like all the hip hop that was being created at that time. So I was hearing groups like EPMD and like NWA and like T Short. I was hearing all of this different
Yeah,
music, and it wasn't here in the DC, but I would bring it home. And of course, you know, I couldn't play stuff like that in the house.
no, of course not.
So so I would like, you know, have headphones and kind of sneak it. Um, you know, it was a time when you weren't able to buy like you weren't able to buy um these type of stuff in there with the parental advisory, but we would kind of sneak in and get the tapes and listen to it. So that's kind of like how I heard a lot of the hip hop. And then, you know, there were shows like Rap City. And actually before Rap City, there was like this thing called The Box. And you
Yeah,
just,
I remember The Box. Yeah, I remember The Box.
Oh yeah, so yeah, so yeah, The Box. So that was definitely one of the things. But I'm let me get started here and try to create as you're creating.
So go ahead. Right now, what I got going on is I'm just kind of sauteing down some peppers and onions. A little bit of sausage and some bacon fat in there going on there. And
So you know, in a former life, I am a chef.
Yeah.
I love. Oh, let me tell you, I love to cook.
What's your favorite cook then? So everyone always asks me, I hate that question, so I'm gonna ask you back. I'm gonna take the wheel on that. What's your favorite thing to cook?
Oh wow. If I'm grilling, I would say ribs. If I'm smoking, I would say chicken wings. I do this one thing with chicken breast where I wrap it with bacon and smoke it. Yeah. So, but I would say probably like my favorite dish would probably be wow. You put me in the spot.
Now you know how I feel all the time.
Yeah, I really don't know it because I like to try and experiment different things. But here's the killer part. I'm a new vegan in the sense of that I'm actually a couple of days shy of 60 days with no meat. So I've been so I think I'm gonna go back, but I think if I eat like red meat because there's nothing that can substitute a steak, right?
No, definitely not. I mean, I would recommend if I had to pick anything, I would probably be a pescatarian because I cannot go without eating seafood or fish at any point in time. So that would probably be the one. That's my line and stuff. I mean, this corn recipe, you can definitely make it. It's vegan. You can make it vegan as well. It's not a problem and stuff. I think whenever you're doing anything with being vegan, I don't think you should limit yourself. It's like it's just learning, different types of how to, play with your vegetables, not just, like boil and steaming. There's so much you can do with it. Like eggplants, one of my favorites, mushrooms, those are some of the best things to use as good, substitute for meat because it gives you that texture without, actually having to have the meat. And I don't really like, when a lot of people are vegan and they make, fake ribs, fake this, like, be vegan, enjoy. There's so many vegetables and everything. There's so much you can do. You get creative with beans, everything, with greens, all of that. So.
I cooked cod for the first time Friday night.
Huh?
Don't laugh at me. I cooked cod for the first time Friday night. I made it like a butter sauce, but I mean like a butter sauce, like herb sauce, and I baked it. It was like my first time doing it, and I was like, okay, this is different, but I like the texture. So it was pretty.
Absolute. I hate it. I hate it with a passion. I hate it. Everyone knows me. They know I hate cod. Like, the only time I've ever liked it was when in Rome, they do a lot of salted cod just for the burgers called bacala. Bacala, I think that's it. And it's kind of this dish. They do it with I can't remember the Italian name for it. I'm shooting for that because I forgot it. But it's also with raisins, and it translates basically to sweet and sour, a little bit of vinegar, sugar, and stuff, and everything. It's something. I'm gonna text it to you when I figure it out. Somebody help me out in the comments if they remember the name. Okay. But that's something, when you go back to put different vegan stuff, you can try that out. It's a good way to use cod. But I hate cod. I hate it.
Okay. Yeah, please do. So, all right. So, for everybody, I know I've kind of been talking, but so I took a part of this song and it's the beginning of it. So this is what I have. So what I did it's basically a loop. And then usually when I'm creating, what I'll do is I will chop it up. And so when we chop up music, we take, so think of it as like if it was like a piece of steak and I'm cutting up the steak. And so that's what we're doing here. But think of this as, although usually when you chop up meat, you know, it has the same flavor, but think of this as actually it's not the same flavor, even though it's the same type of meat. So let me play around with that and see what I come up with. All right, so now I kind of have my ingredients right here with what I created with this sample. So I don't know if it's going to even sound good or not, but we're going to play around with it and see what I created. And usually, like when it comes to sampling, when you talk about like spices or what have you, I guess I will equate spices to like effects. So what I'm going to do is like enhance this sample by making it bigger, because I'm chopping up a beat. A lot of times when I chop up beats, they sound, as I say, dry. So think of it as like, again, like similar with meat, like it has no flavor. So I'm going to put like a reverb in it and an echo to kind of make it sound kind of fluid. So I'm putting in my seasoning right now. So let me go ahead and do that. So
do you mind
usually,
what kind of equipment do you have to use for this? Is it a lot that you have to have for it? What is it? They asked me about the type of pots and pans that I use. So what is it for you with the process?
yeah, so I use what's called the MPC Studio. It's actually there's so many of them right now, but you can actually get this one for about $300. I like it because it's computer based, and because of it being computer based, you're able to utilize your computer, and it has just like a controller where you can like a keyboard controller, so you could do everything there. And then actually, even you can't see it, I have a 61 key keyboard, and if I wanted to play, I connected it this way. So if I want to play keys, I can play keys.
Yeah.
But there's these things called VSTs, which are virtual studio instruments that basically you can emulate different kind of sounds. And so that's what I do to kind of if I want like a bass line, if I want to play piano. So so many different things. So but yeah, I would say like, but the amount of gear in here, I'll say it's probably about, I don't know, maybe like $1,500 worth of gear I have over here right now, but it gets the job done. Yeah, and then, I even have I can finally like do vocals here and everything. There's a piece of equipment called, well, not equipment, but a program called Pro Tools, and I utilize that to do recording. So Pro Tools is where you can lay the music that I'm about to lay down, and then you can lay your vocals, and you can professionally do it at your house. So I would say, there's a thing called it's called Pro Tools Essentials. So for anybody that's interested, it's like subscription based. So think of it kind of like Spotify. It's only like $20 a month. The equipment itself, or rather, I keep saying equipment. I apologize, but the Pro Tools application itself is about like $2,000. But you can get this, and again, it's only like a $20 month investment.
It's not bad.
Yeah. So someone asked, how much has the investment been in cooking supplies and equipment for you?
For what? For me?
Yeah.
What was the question?
How much were cooking supplies and equipment for you? How much do you think on average you spent?
Okay, so it depends. I'm very much an advocate for like, I remember my cooking director told me to get a lot of these, like I think they need all these bunches of knives laid out. You should definitely invest in like a good knife. I mean, I've had this knife. This is the second time I've had this knife now. Someone broke it the first time, and then I got stolen or something at the time. But that was about 150 for that. And she always told me, she was like, all you really need is a good chef knife and a good paring knife. You can kind of do whatever with that. Kind of what I use, the chef knife, the fillet knife, and the paring knife. And yeah, I mean, it just depends. You just want to get a good brand and stuff, because it's either you pay for it a couple times or you pay for it once, and you know, you have it forever. It's always like still be a big thing, like mine and stuff. And then with equipment, I always tell people, like, any types of pots you get, don't go buying those like dollar store pots or anything. You want pots that have those nice heavy solid bottoms on there, and it kind of helps with even cooking, and also just you know, your food not burning every time you guys clean it up. And I always suggest, it sounds so cliche and stuff, but get a cast iron. Cast irons, you use them, they're so versatile. You can bake with them, you can put it on direct fire and direct heat, everything like that. I always suggest it. I'm still trying to find me one and stuff and everything. Like I said, this little girl one, it's okay. I don't love it. We have a love-hate relationship. I'm trying to give you a real nice one to have and just collect. And hopefully, you know, some people we have families like in New Orleans that they pass it down and stuff and everything like that and stuff. So I can't think of there's another pot, like, it begins with M. It's a type of pot that's very big. Somebody will have to tell me as well, because I'm drawing blanks all today and stuff with the name and everything. But it's a common silver big pot that's used a lot. A lot of low and slow kind of cooking and everything, cooking for big amounts, cooking for our family, pleasure, like. And that's always one thing. I can always just invest in that. And then I also have, like, of course, I got like my gumbo pots. I brought the biggest pot possible I could get here and everything. I mean, you know, if you're really into cooking and everything, you just gotta really invest in that and everything. Don't go the cheap route, because you're gonna have to buy it 20 times anyways and stuff. And it's always one of my biggest recommendations and everything. So yeah, do it work. Yeah.
Okay. So let's talk about time, right? So I know in the kitchen it takes a certain amount of time for you to cook dishes, right? And so usually, so I'm relating that with time with sampling. So with sampling, usually when it comes to making a beat, you have to what we call you have to like record yourself in a sense. And so it deals with time and it deals with beats per minute. So when I chop up music, so actually the song that I had before while you were talking, I sped it up. So I kind of like sped it up to kind of give it a different flavor. But now I need to record myself and to do that. So usually I sample myself at 107 beats per minute, 170 beats per minute. So what I do is I do it like in a double time way to kind of, as you'll see when I chop it up, to kind of make it sound fluid. So and then from a time signature standpoint, or rather bars. I'll do like a 8-bar loop of whatever I'm doing right now. So from a time standpoint, with the meal that you're preparing, and I know we have an hour today, is like how long did you say to prep and then also to prepare the meal?
With prepping it, I got water now. With prepping that, I would say honestly, like maybe an hour. Everyone's different, of course. For me, I could chop pretty fast. So most of the stuff, honestly, like an hour.
Okay.
To cook it, honestly, to cook it probably take me 30 minutes. Like I probably could have had it completely done by now, so kind of just chilling. But we'll see. I also like to live on the edge and wait until I try to be clutch in the kitchen basically, and then a mild panic and freaking out, put it all together. So we make sure to be on that. But I mean, I think this is pretty easy. Scallops take cooking on both sides take honestly 5 to 7 minutes, just depending on what size. And then always like extra little additives. So like I said with the corn, I said it earlier, a lot of times when they make this dish, this is a kind of an side dish that you can, add some stock to it and let it kind of cook down and really braise well to marry all the ingredients. And I kind of just got this going down to cook it down a bit. So like, I think overall, 30 minutes, we could say an hour if I'm feeling like, depending on how much wine I'm drinking, depending on who else.
You should say that. Wine is essential. Wine is essential. Wine is essential.
I'm so cute right now. I'm so proud of myself. I'm like, ooh, one glass. Like, ooh. She's a lady.
We can't put wine as a pro tip, can we?
Wine is a pro tip, man. That's another good tip. People be putting that terrible cheap wine. I'm not saying put your most expensive wine in there, but definitely use a good wine. If you're going to drink it, you should taste it because, you should taste everything, for the science and stuff behind it. You don't want to put bad wine into good dish and stuff. The same thing. I don't know, something like that. I'm going to go with it. I believe it.
Got you.
Yeah, it all depends. I always have to look over and they're kind of, they'll be talking to me in the kitchen and I'll say the food be ready and they nowhere near ready, but they know better because they're also getting a free meal by a professional. I can write cards sometimes to them and stuff, so they get it. It's fine. It's all just kind of enjoying it. I'm not working, so I'm just kind of being in the moment, enjoying it, and like just going with the flow of it. I'm gonna have it done because people wait for it to get done.
Got it. So I'm probably not going to keep this stop I just did, but I'm going to
Okay.
add some drums. Yeah, I'm gonna play some drums real quick.
I think one of my biggest influences with music has, growing up like always being surrounded by music in New Orleans. It's just, that brass, any of the brass instruments, things like that. That's one of the biggest things I miss from home is hearing that everywhere and stuff. Like that's one of my most important things when going out listening to live music. Just honestly, live music in general. Like if you go into New Orleans, that's how it is. There's always music playing, and it's just a beautiful, beautiful. So many musicians and stuff having around, hearing so many different influences from everything.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
It's the same thing in DC and stuff. I know I have to visit there. I told a friend I have some visit there too.
Yeah, DC is a very musical place. We have our own music here. I'm not sure if you heard of Togo, but there are several bands here. So several bands here. Bands that have a legacy of
Huh? Did you ever
Yeah.
see that? With Justin Timberlake tried to beat his feet and
Yeah, yeah.
was
Listen, he made a video apologizing about that. He's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna get it right." We were just laughing at him, but yeah, but between that and just in general, just different in the city, there are a lot of bands that do cover music as well, and we do have a vying hip hop scene, which I'm part of as well. So,
nice.
yeah, any day you can go out, there's music everywhere. So
Nice.
you don't have to go far when it comes to music.
Yeah, something I'm trying to like.
Real
Oh, nice. Okay, we could just.
So I'm laying down some drums right now. I'm laying down my snare drums.
Okay. Right now, the right side, I'm about to start trying to grill the scallops. Them marinating in a little bit just a neutral oil, Aleppo pepper, black pepper, and garlic and a little bit of lemon. And now I'm just adding salt to it and gonna get them on the grill soon. Try to put these gloves on. It's hot in here, so I can't get them on. Yeah.
Sounds good.
Do you have any comments? You guys tell me.
All right. Now I'm let's see here. I'm gonna try to do some kicks. Time signature is not. making a basic drum pattern right now. And I'm gonna place my sample top. I'm gonna play it live once I figure out what I want to do. So
Okay.
we don't have a lot of time, but I'm trying to get the feels on this to see what I like. So I'm gonna do some hi-hats now.
But I got on my right now. Just a nice little side dish. I kind of whatever created this dish. I was kind of doing a play on, just the summertime. I don't know if you ever heard of a corn, fresh tomato salad and stuff. It's kind of putting all these things, just fresh ingredients that I can get right now and everything, and just trying to make something fun out of that. I think a lot of times with my cooking, what I like to focus on is, building levels with everything and stuff. Like this is a simple side dish by itself, but just adding different elements, building on top of each other, different textures and everything. It kind of creates like this, I guess, flavor party to say in your mouth and everything. And I think it's something fun where it doesn't seem heavy. It's just a nice little taste on, I don't know, just deliciousness, I guess.
It looks good.
Let's hope I can get.
You might have to send a care package.
I don't know. Wait, I don't know. Alright, just trying to order this myself. Throw it up there. I hope you don't stick because it's up there. What you see I got going on right now is scallops. Anytime you cook scallops is just a tip. Before you do anything, okay. Always try to get them as dry as possible. Put them on the towel for about 10 to 15 minutes. A paper towel works just to try to get that excess moisture off the top. Because if you don't, sometimes you'll get them to stick. Like they're doing, a couple of these they're doing right now, they'll be alright. So it's just gonna do a little.
Right.
It's okay. That's what I'm doing now. And then I can pick 3 pretty ones and call it a day. love-hate relationship with this little pan. I can season it all day and it'll still be too tough.
Yeah, so I'm just playing around. I really just chop this thing up and just kind of like making different kind of like instrumental tabs to sustain the track. I don't know if I would necessarily keep this one, but what I'm gonna do is just keep on riding it out. I have like my drums. So basically, what I have is my kick, my snare. I got my hi-hats going. I have a sample going. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play a bass line over there to kind of keep us in the pocket. So that's what I'm about to do right now. So let's see what comes up.
Okay. Right now, for me, I have the scallops done, really are ugly, so that'll be a taster scallop. So the rest of them, what I'm doing is just another little kind of like, still smoky here, you see. Just another little element that I like to add on top with it is I took basically, it's just a mixture of honey, equal parts honey, Tabasco sauce, and a little bit of thyme just sitting together. And I kind of use that as a nice little glaze just to kind of brush on top of them. I'll show you. It's cute. Another little quick thing that I'm doing is kind of like, it's kind of become a video. It's taking like fresh tomatoes. I don't necessarily do the taste, but raw tomatoes. So in order to kind of keep that fresh element, I just add a little bit of salt, a little pepper to it, and then I just kind of torch them. and it gives a nice little charred flavor to them that is really nice mixed in with the so get a bite with the cheese, the fresh cheese and the tomato.
I need one of those.
I didn't like playing the fire, so
Where can I get that?
A torch?
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah,
I guess Amazon.
Amazon, I went through a tablet. I get any place really. This is like a creme brulee torch and stuff. So
I started watching like the Iron Chef and stuff like that, and I always say I need to get one of those. Amazing. So.
Oh yeah, torch is fun. Fire is fun.
Oh yeah, most definitely, most definitely. Look, I'm about to hop on Amazon right after we get off here.
Please, it's cheap.
What's those boards called? I just bought them. A cedar board. I just bought a cedar board.
Cedar wood. Yeah.
So isn't that what it's called, a cedar board where you could put the fish on?
Yep. We used to do it when I worked at the country club. We used to have it kind of like soaking in water, and basically we had this nice salmon where like when we served it, we would put the wood under a broiler or salamander, and just to kind of basically let it catch on fire, and just like that smell, you put the fish right on top of it. Oh, it's such a fun thing. I need to get some of that as well. It's a nice time.
Okay. So yeah, this is what I cooked up.
Blacking this up over here. See, the corn's about done as well. I'm going to
So I made something real quick, and I see you doing your thing. It's lovely, but I know one thing: we're about to run out on time. So we have
that's late. I told you.
Yeah. So real quick for everybody that's watching, thank you for tuning in. My name is ADST. I go by ADST Music. I know. Shout out to Worst Beef in Life for having us. Eats+Beats. Shout out to R Bizzle. Shout out to Navi. Shout out to everyone. So real quick, I know they've been putting our information, but ADST Music, you can find me everywhere you want to catch what I'm doing. Let's see here. I'm dropping a single in September, so hopefully you guys will check that out. Shout out for the IG blast. Chef, why don't you go ahead and put your information out there too for people as well, so they know where to find you.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm mostly on Instagram. Chop and whisk is quite simple and stuff. I do a lot of sometimes I do a little bit of baking as well, but my main thing right now has been just creating different cocktails and cooking and trying to travel and integrate all of that in together and stuff. I don't know. I keep thinking maybe I've been on the TikTok, like we did soon, like the rest of the kids and stuff, and maybe play around with that and just like that's but Instagram's the best place to find me and stuff. I'm always on there and everything, watching, trying to post either about my cooking or my dog and stuff and everything. So that's a good spot to find me.
That looks amazing, by the way.
Yeah, I totally don't. I suck at plating, so we're just kind of
oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh, do you guys see this?
I'm gonna I got some like spicy mustard greens. So there's like legit spicy mustard to add on. Oh no, don't fall. Do I have a good view of that and stuff? It's fine. What am I missing? Oh yeah, okay, and some quick pickled peppers, just to kind of add it on. Just a little nice little adding touch to it. But yeah, it's like I said, it's simple. I have all of the, just the recipes for everything is on there. But all the stuff that I made is actually a quite simple dish to do. I promise y'all, it's not that hard. But yeah, I think that's that's it. I don't know if you got a good view of it.
Oh, yes. Yes, Lord.
Good. It's hot, but it's okay.
Look, my hands are in the air. Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
I got my wine to go with it, you know.
Oh, like I said, you can't forget the wine, y'all.
Of course, of course.
Need the wine.
I hope y'all like it. I want people to try it out. I'll definitely repost it on our page and stuff, getting a picture of it and stuff as well. If anyone else, you know, wants any details on what I did with this dish and making with it. I hope y'all try it out. But it really is good. It's fire. Y'all good. And let me get that beat that's gonna go with this dish. How are we complimenting it? A nice wine, a nice beat for it.
Looks amazing.
Love the beat here.
Amazing.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Looks like we are at time.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are at
It's been
time.
fun though. I'm loving the beats. I love your stuff and everything. Like, it's so fun trying to do it as well.
Thank you.
You gotta come make a visit to Prague. It's quite easy for you. You're already on the coast. It should be easy.
Yeah. Most
I got
definitely.
a guest room. I'll come introduce you to the beer. Beer is very cheap here. That's what they're known for here. So check it out.
Definitely talk. Definitely talk. I got recipes from you.
No, yeah, for sure, for sure.
All right. We're supposed to end this.
Did we end it?
So
It's just
yeah, I just got the word. So yes. We ended. So again, thank you for everyone in.
Thank y'all.
On behalf of myself, Chef Alexandria. I hope you
too.
so
Breaking up, but
everyone
hopefully
enjoy the rest of the Sunday.
Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. This is nighttime for me. It's like 10 o'clock now, so winding down.
Oh wow. Well, oh, here comes the co-host.
You're like, why are you waking me up from my nap? Bye, y'all.
All right, see y'all later. Thank you
Bye.
again. Okay.